right, so today on GMM, they had the man, the myth, the legend, Camlin Taylor Britt, talking about the Bengals receiving room and how he prepares for games and his foundation upcoming with his Cam's Camp event. So let's go ahead and listen up. I have to put this up because if not, NFL will take down my video. So let's go ahead and just give our thoughts and opinions on this whole endeavor. Let's go.
You're with us this morning. We want to start with last season, though. You come in as a rookie. You immediately make a name for yourself, especially late in the season. I want to take a look at your numbers in the playoffs. You only allowed 4 receptions on 13 targets, 33 total yards given up, no touchdowns allowed.
Just so we can see these stats. 13 targets in the playoffs, 4 receptions allowed, 33 yards total. 1 interception, 0 touchdowns. He locked up. Him and Eli Apple, they freaking locked up Stephon Diggs. That's not even a joke.
And an interception. Those are some pretty impressive stats for a rookie going up against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. What was the biggest challenge for you when facing those guys?
Honestly, just coming in and, being on my P's and Q's and allowing my teammates to be right there, and trust me, right next there on the field with me. It was, the games were very, intense, and with being that rookie, man, there wasn't no hiccup. So I had to, come in and play my A game.
It's incredible, and you did.
He also had the game-sealing interception against the Bills. Was actually, I kind of forgot about that until they just showed it on the screen. Wow, nice.
And you always do. Your Bengals have maybe the best receiving core in the NFL. You guys got incredible players there. It opens up to debate. The Miami guys are good, and then what they got going on in San Francisco is good. With T and Tyler and Jamar. What is it like going up against those guys in practice? Is there competitiveness? Is there chirping? Is there trash talking? Is there grittying? How do you guys get down in practice when you go against those wideouts?
Honestly, everything, like you just said, man, is all the talking, is the grittiness, it's the competition. And I believe that's what, gets us better every day, especially on the defense, having to guard all 3 caliber guys like that, who has experience, against multiple corners and, safeties. And, they just call everything out sometimes for me, when they see something that I did wrong, that I can fix. So it's a plus, to each one of them.
It kind of reminds me, when they started talking about, this is in the old days, they talk about whenever you go into, the steel curtains defense, or back in the day, these mighty defenses in practice. You got to keep in mind, these, crazy defenses, the offenses in practice has to beat them. Imagine you are a new veteran, a new rookie, and you have to go into a facility, go into a practice against, the 2000 Baltimore Ravens, or against the Steel Curtain, against whoever, and you have to win a job going against these mighty defenses. And the opposite flips around, too. Imagine having to go against Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. Imagine going against those guys in practice. Being a rookie, you're just trying to get a job, and you're like, I can't shut him down. I can't cover him in practice. This guy is 1,000 times better than me. So it even shows how much or how well, Cam Taylor Britt developed, because, in practice, he's going to be one-on-one with Jamar Chase, with T. Higgins, with Tyler Boyd. And he doesn't have to shut him down. You don't have to shut down the player in practice, but you at least have to show that you can keep up with the guy, cover him well enough, where it's not easy to do, let's be honest. I mean, actual number 1 cornerbacks in the NFL are having trouble shutting down Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. So, interesting.
Cam, you had this great rookie season last year, and it's funny, we work on Good Morning Football where we've watched this Bengals team rise from the ashes like a phoenix, and it's been so cool for us to see this team that for a decade really was in the bottom of the league and now is one of the most important and best teams. I look at this defensive backfield, though, because we're trying to spin plates and try to poke holes in the Bengals, and one of the big things that we're focusing on is, hey, no more Von Bell, no more Jesse Bates. There are people saying that the Achilles heel of this Bengals team might be that defensive backfield. Your response to those critics would be what?
Hey, it's always next man up, and it's always been that. We came in with Nick Scott, who's a good veteran, man, that has played in a lot of games as well, who we needed in the room. And also Dax Hill, man, he was drafted first round for a reason. He didn't have the opportunity to, come in like I did and, make an impact. But most definitely, his time is now. We have also, young guys like Jordan Battle and Tyson Anderson. So the room is great, man. I feel like any one of us can, come in and make an impact.
And right now, we talked about this in my video a couple days ago, but Nick Scott is still recovering from an injury from last year. He's still rehabbing and getting better. So this gives Jordan Battle even more of an opportunity to, really take over that job. And if you've been following my channel since draft, you already know I love Jordan Battle. I think Jordan Battle is going to be the #1 starter at strong safety for the foreseeable future after this year. I think this year he's going to have to develop, go back and forth with Nick Scott. And I love Nick Scott too. But Jordan Battle, I think, is going to really develop into a superstar. He came from Alabama. He came from a winning culture. He won a national championship. This guy knows what he's doing. So, enough man-crushing on Jordan Battle. But I really think he's going to be a great player.
Cam, you certainly have a lot of talent on your team. Let's talk about your head coach, Zach Taylor.
Okay.
Somebody you know, all right? A fellow Nebraska guy. He played a couple of seasons there as a starting corner. Just like you.
Hold up. The first time I realized that Zach Taylor played quarterback in college was actually the AFC Championship game, where they talked about how, he was there before in college at a quarterback position. And I'm not gonna lie to you, whenever you look at like old high school pictures or old like yearbook pictures, and you can look at yourself from the past, it's always weird. It's always like cringy. It's like, it's so weird how you can look at the face though, and just say, "Yup, that's Zach." Yup, like if someone showed me this picture right here, right, just out of context, just hey, fantasy, who is this guy? I would say, that looks exactly like Coach. That looks like Coach Taylor. That looks like Coach. And it doesn't change, man. He has the same exact expression you'd have nowadays in like a very intense game. So I love it. I don't know. I just had to put that out.
So I'm just curious, have you guys talked about some of the things that you did in Nebraska? What kind of conversations have you had with Zach about his time in Nebraska and yours as well?
Honestly, man, when I came in, it was just best thing ever, and especially knowing that he was a Cornhusker. We have had conversations about going back to Lincoln from time to time together. Also with Stanley Morgan and some other guys, from in the league, so we can go back, just try to do something for Nebraska, because they're on the horizon as well with their new coaching staff. So we just want to be there for the guys and make sure they know that we're there for them.
I know you probably get asked about your quarterback a lot. He's a hot topic on this show. We love him. Yesterday, we were raving about Joe Burrow's baseball skills. He was taking BP with the Cincinnati Reds the other day and crushing the ball. You have only been around him for a short period of time, but you got to tell us, is there anything that Joe Burrow can't do?
I honestly was just going to say that. I don't believe there's a lot that he can't do. I think once he figures it out, he's going to do it to the best of his ability. And that's when I feel like, he can't be stopped because he, cool with Joe.
I saw someone comment down below my video. Apparently he played, baseball first, then basketball, then football. So I didn't fact check that, but I would not be surprised if he played all three sports. And again, no, I know he did play basketball. No, never mind. I know he did play basketball. Baseball I never knew about. Basketball I knew about because they talked about him. One of his old coaches talked about him in, I think, college or high school. That it was like the final drive of the final end of the basketball game, right? He needed to make a 3-point shot to win the game. That's the only time I knew he played pro, any kind of basketball. But baseball I never knew about. But it doesn't surprise me. Again, Joe can do frickin' everything. At this point, there's nothing he can't do.
There's got to be something. Like, he's terrible at singing. He can't cook. Like, have you ever seen me like, wow, Joe, get your act together. What are you doing?
Honestly, yeah, he's always on, 10 toes down on his P's and Q's. I can't catch him slipping. When I do catch him, I'll come and tell y'all.
All right, it's incredible. It might just be that he's just the perfect specimen. He can do everything, and that's really cool.
That's
when
what
you're
it
10
might
toes
be.
down at the karaoke bar, come on. Listen, you're 10 toes down on the field, off the field. Great player, great guy, but also really involved in your community. I love the Juice Family Foundation. Tell us about the football camp you got coming up, camp, and that beautiful Juice Family Foundation. What's it all about?
Well, man, I just started the Juice Family Foundation in April, and it's joining us in community empowerment. One thing I wanted to do with this is, start off with the main focus was the kids, and I love kids. I try to do everything for them. So we just hosted an event, a bowling bash event, I believe, last weekend. We did that in Montgomery, Alabama for the Boys and Girls Club. I always try to work around with the Boys and Girls Club because that's something that I did when I was little, and they played a huge part of my life. With the camp that I have coming up next weekend, it's over 300 kids. I believe my mom said the first day it was sold out, 150 kids for both age groups. And it's just amazing to see, everybody trying to come together, just trying to do something positive. I feel like, with me being there, kids can look up to me and, notice that anything's possible.
It's awesome.
Absolutely love Cam Tolbert. Freaking A+, man. Love the guy. But, I mean, overall, I wanted to play that whole segment right there and not interrupt it because whenever a player has a foundation or helping and giving back, I never want to interrupt it. And I will always try my best to always put anytime a player talks about their foundation in any of my videos, because the more awareness we can get to that, the more people who might have some extra money, might have, this or that to give, it's always nice to be able to, get the word out there. If you're going to give back, if you're going to have a foundation, if you're going to, do all that kind of stuff, it's important to get the word out there. I mean, Joe Burrow himself has a foundation for mental health, to help people who have mental illnesses. I believe recently, I would say I don't know an exact date, but I think it was a month ago, that he actually paid for like a crap ton of people their medical bills for mental health and mental illness. So again, like I said, always love it when players give back. I mean, again, they don't have to. They make millions of dollars. They don't have to give anyone their money. But when they do and they use their platform to really help others, it's always a great thing. So just want to do that. But nonetheless, though, absolutely love this guy. He's a star. He's a freaking star. And there's still some conversations. I don't think it's going to happen. But there's some conversation that now Cheeto is on the second to last year of his contract, that we might move on from Cheeto, and that would put Cam Taylor at cornerback, obviously, number 1. Then number 2 would be Mike Hilton. Number 3 would be DJ Turner. I don't think we move on from Cheeto, but I know there's always going to be talks. Listen, it's June, okay? At this point, I'm surprised that there's not more talks of, well, if Joe Burrow doesn't get his contract extension done, well, they might move on from him. But it is. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.